Sorry about that. Good evening, and how are you all? Another week, another fortnight actually since my last post. 2 weeks ago, yeah, it would be about 2 weeks ago. So this is week, oh, lost track. Yeah, see it on the titles. So, the first green shoots of normality coming into play. There's a few more. Actually could have went out wild camping this weekend, but I'll tell you why I didn't. And just look, rather listen, aeroplane, and you can hear a car on the main road. So yeah, it's starting to return to a semblance of normality. But when you head to the shops, that's when you realise it's the new abnormal with the social distancing and cashiers behind perspex screens and sanitizer everywhere. You notice that things aren't the way they used to be. So how long is that going to last for? Well, we don't know, do we? The experts don't know. And there's talk of the second peak, which to my mind is a little bit dangerous in so much as there's more people about to spread a potential second wave, if you like. So it's by no means a time to let your guard down with regards to the hand washing and just staying away from people, basically. If you're in shops, try not to lift things and touch things only when absolutely necessary if you're making the purchase or whatever. But yeah, so as I say, as far as wild camping is concerned, we could have got out this weekend, and the reason that Ben and I are going to delay until next weekend is because next weekend is the summer solstice. So what better way to come out of lockdown than to head out on the summer solstice? Now, for those of you who know me will know that the summer solstice has a deep spiritual meaning within the path that I follow. Summer solstice, midsummer, Litha. It's a time for reflection. It's a time of rejuvenation, I suppose. It's a time for self-reflection. The sun will be reaching its peak and will almost give the impression of standing still in the sky. It is the full strength of the summer sun, and on the day of the summer solstice, on the 21st of June, when the sun sets on the 22nd, we're on that steady path towards, well, the next Sabbath in our books then would be Lunasa, or Lammas. You've heard of the Old Lammas Fair in Ballycastle. It originates from that there. It has its pagan roots in horse trading and bartering and whatnot. So yeah, the sun gradually gets weaker then, right up until the approach of the winter solstice, and then the cycle will start again. Yeah, so it's In ancient traditions, you know, it was a way to mark the seasons. Way ancient people, your ancestors, my ancestors, marked the coming and going of the seasons. Uh, the difference is with the introduction of Christianity, it's not so much, I was going to say worship there, but it's not really worshipped as such, but observed, I suppose, is a better word. It's not really observed in the Christian Judeo traditions. It's more the pagan traditions that would observe the solstices, Sabbats. But yeah, time for great feasting, summer's bounty, and all that. So Ben and I have decided that we are actually heading out. We're going on a wild camp, and we will be feasting like Vikings. And I've no doubt that Ben will have something truly magnificent conjured up. So, interesting content for next week, touch wood. When we eventually get out of the garden, Ben gets out of Camp COVID, or the COVID bunker, as he calls his semi-permanent structure at the bottom of his garden. You see, I have the smoky hut up tonight, and I will be sleeping in that tonight. It's a little bit cloudy, so I don't know about a star lapse later, but we'll see how it goes. Update on the swallows. So 2 weeks ago I mentioned that we had little eggs in the nest. Well, as you have seen at the start of the video, we now have little fluffy fledglings. Well, not so much fledglings as nestlings, possibly. But I would say within the next week they'll be taking those first tentative steps, and where they sit on the edge of the, now they're sort of crouched in waiting for mommy to come in and feed them. And then they'll take those tentative steps of actually sitting up on the edge of the nest and then sort of jumping into oblivion and hoping that their wings work, and they'll be flapping about and bouncing off the wall. But I must say, when I've seen last year's, they're actually very, very good. So they are. It's never flying before, and then just to be able to jump out and fly around. They are a little bit awkward until they get their balance and their spatial awareness, I suppose. But yeah, so looking forward to that. Tried a, well, you'll probably know before me, but tried a capture of the swallows coming in and out, feeding the young earlier. So we'll see what that turns out like. So I'm talking up the left tonight. I've had too many of these here. Coors Light. I used to think that was because it was light alcohol content, but no, it's just light, I suppose, light in calories, but the alcohol content. Take me by surprise, actually, a few of these. Ah, yeah. So actually, just before I set up here, I was actually tidying away my meal earlier, and it's just getting dusk, and my attention was drawn to, I thought initially it was a pigeon, but it was too, you don't see pigeons out when it's nearly dark. Barn owl, right over the house, complete silence. So I raced out the front to see if it had landed anywhere, but gone. Complete silent flight. Amazing bird. Amazing bird. So tonight's dish was very, very tasty. Really, it was a meal for two. Well, I suppose I'm eating for two, really. Welsh shoulder of lamb. And I must say, to be fair, it is as good as any Irish lamb that I've tasted. Really, really good. I actually had, as you've seen, flame grilled it, and it was absolutely, completely cooked right through. Really, really well done. Crispy on the outside with the herbs put on earlier. Absolutely delicious. Hard to whack a piece of lamb. Of course, it was a wee bit. I don't think it was a great idea to cook the lamb with the sheep in the background. But such is life. So really, yeah, not much to report this past couple of weeks, other than with the gradual lifting of the lockdown. And yes, we're excited for getting out next weekend. So hopefully the weather gods will play ball with us, and we have a night similar to tonight, which is calm, no wind. But we'd like to see a few stars, mind you, for the starlaps. I'm not sure if I'll do a starlaps tonight. Number one, it's too cloudy. I'm not seeing any stars. So unless it maybe clears later, we'll see how it goes. So yes, looking forward. We can now start to salvage what is left of the summer. Well, essentially we've got the whole summer. That's providing, of course, that people are sensible about how they socially distance themselves and get on. Because if the R number rises above 1 and there's a spike, that's it, we're all stuck in again. England's a complete and utter disaster. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. There's really talk of spikes, and well, if you believe the news, that is. But certainly, from what I've witnessed on social media with the riots, protests, if you like, or whatever. There was very little by way of social distancing, so there's no wonder there's going to be spikes. I just don't think they get it over there. Yeah, so apparently there's been a lot of hikers up the moors, but there's a lot of cockwombles in amongst them, leaving their rubbish and their empty beer bottles and tins, and lazy feckers. Nothing makes me more mad than going to an area of outstanding natural beauty and seeing people's rubbish because they're just too lazy to bring it home again. They just don't care. They just don't care. You should be allowed to summarily execute people like that. Or is that going to be a bit too far? Probably a little bit too far. Yeah, so. Yes, we're excited. Ben's biting at the bit to go out, and he's been learning some new cooking techniques and recipes, so that will be rather exciting. Rather exciting. Cheers. Oh, they go down too well, actually. They're very easily drunk, easily drank. Very easily taken. What have I had? I was down to say, you'll be thinking I have a problem. That was my first one. Yeah, so I decided just to stick the One Tigris smoky hut up, and it actually dwarfs the Polish lavu. Didn't realise actually how much room there is in this thing, but it's very lightweight and flimsy. Well, lightweight you want. If you know you're going to get good weather, which 9 times out of 10, you never know what way the weather's going to take a turn here. But ideal for nights like tonight when there's not a breath of wind. Ideal for cold, frosty, snowy conditions. We can stick the Outbacker stove in it. And believe you me, it's like a sauna. But certainly, if you're going out into weather that you think is going to be okay, but there's a fair possibility that it's going to turn bad, then the Lavu, yeah, certainly it's going to be the better option. So it's just weighing up, weather forecast and your options. But the option is there to be able to take the smoky hut or the Lavu. But certainly there's definitely more room, twice as much room I would say nearly, in the smoky hut. So, where are you all heading out to? Now I've seen a few posts on social media. People have headed to the Wicklow Hills, Dublin Hills, Dublin Mountains. And I want to get down to a spot that Ben and I found last year on our road trip to Killarney, the Ferry Glen, in the heart of the mountains. Waterfall, lovely river, trout, fishing. Oh my goodness. Need to get back down there. It's such a spiritual place, such a beautiful place. And yeah, it's really out in the wilds. Have any of you, just as a matter of interest, snook out during lockdown? Well, I suppose you're not going to admit it, really, are you? Hello, Skinny. I want to see you. Come on, girl. Here. Here. I want to see you. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. That's a good girl. Come on. There's a wee woman. There's a wee woman. Yeah, good girl. This is Bonnie. Yes. Skinny Bonnie girl. Yes. Yeah, good girl. She's deaf as a plank, mind you. You want for a wee sniff? I don't want burning your snout. Yeah, we got Bonnie. Bonnie would be, what age is Bonnie? Bonnie's 14 now, so she's an old girl. She's a husky collie cross. And don't you walk into the tripod now, you daft old woman. We got her at the same time as we got Dave, the Springer Spaniel, and unfortunately Dave died of cancer last year, which broke our hearts. He was a great dog. Daft as a plank, like, but such a, I was going to say such an intelligent dog, but he tried to eat a hedgehog one day. Didn't he, Bonnie? He tried to eat a hedgehog, and you watched him try to eat the hedgehog, didn't you? You had more sense than he had. As I say, for those of you who have got dogs, they come to the end of their innings, so to speak. They break your heart, and you only appreciate the companionship of a dog when you've had it a lifetime of unconditional love, devoted loyalty, and then it's time for them to leave you, and all you're left with is the memories and photographs and the videos. Yeah, they can break your heart, as all dog owners will know. I think basically Bonnie she just went downhill basically. It was terrible really. There was weeks there after Dave's passing that she kept coming up here looking for him, and when they were inseparable, they grew up together as wee pups, and she just has gone downhill ever since. But, and they say dogs don't have emotion, or are unable to show higher functioning emotion. They definitely do. It's funny. I mourned more for the dog than I have mourned for people I know who have passed on. It's just the way it is, I suppose. It's just the way it is. Yeah, so, sorry to go all morbid on you. Yeah, so we're thinking of getting, not going to get another pup, but we were thinking that our next dog would be a rescue dog. Give an old neglected dog a good home, and for the golden age of its life. Yeah, I think we would like to do that there. Of course, with lockdown and all this here, they were all closed to the public, etc., etc. Aye. Yeah, so it'll be actually quite exhilarating to get out again into our usual haunts. Just hopefully there's not too many cockwombles about the place. We decide to go out with no comprehension of actually the wildlife or the wild camping code. The wild camping code of ethics of leaving no trace. The idea being that you go for a stealth camp, perform what you have to do, and then leave, so that if anybody were to come down after you, they would not even have noticed that you were there, other than maybe a slight indentation where the tents have been. Tell you another place I'm really looking forward to going to, that's Kinbean Head. So if you're listening, Cinco, if you're planning it, son, get up there. Get up there, mate. It's a class place. Actually, there's a few good spots I'm actually looking for. So there's our normal spot. I'm not actually going to tell you where it is. You have there's enough fuckwits go to it. Sorry for the language. But yeah, there's enough cockwommels go to it. Normally, funny enough, in the summer months, when the weather's good, you'll see the fair weather, shouty people with no sense or appreciation of their surroundings. But yeah, so that spot, and then I have a lakeside spot we go to. It's good. Very little go to the Odd Fisherman, and then Kinbean Head, and then Killarney. So we're planning these things as circumstances dictate. But yeah, great to get out again. So I'm sure you're fed up listening to me rambling like an idiot in the back garden. So really, yesterday I actually went through a lot of gear I have, sorting stuff out, categorising stuff. Surprised you the amount of crap that you gather up over the years. There's a few items that haven't seen the light of day. I don't know why I bought them. Well, I know why I bought them. Like, I just haven't used them yet. I will use them at some stage. Yeah, I got tarps. I've got about 4 or 5 tarps. The The best tarp I've got is the double DD tarp in Coyote Brown, great colour. It's a great tent. I have a couple of other wee tarps to go over the like of my Jack Wolfskin, just to give it a wee bit more of a vestibule type thing for cooking in clement weather. It can also be used as a footprint for underneath, just to protect the bottom of the tent. Yeah, so exciting times ahead, I must say. Exciting times ahead. I suppose, like most people with this lockdown, I have mixed emotions about it, to be honest with you. Well, the biggest gripe, of course, is not actually being able to get out of the back garden, but the quietness of the traffic, the solitude, no planes flying over, no cars racing about. We get the odd one now on our road. But now with the traffic starting to build up again, and it's just a wee bit more, I don't know, frantic, you know. It seemed to be an easier way of going, I suppose, you know, with no traffic and no noise pollution from airplanes, and I sort of enjoyed it, to be honest, you know. But yeah, well, we're not a particularly densely populated country, and I hope it stays like that. Like if there's guys I watch on YouTube, they would head off to the Peak District or the Lake District, you know, and off to a ramble into the wilds. But every 5 minutes they're passing people. You know, I don't like people. As those of you who know me will get it. I don't mind being socially distant from people. I could be, before the plague, as Donald Trump would call it, I was socially distant anyway, by choice. As the more people I met, the more I liked my dogs. Very few select people that I would call sort of close friends, and they would be in the fingers of one hand. Ones that you can call real friends, you know, ones that ones that I know that would ask me for advice or for help, and likewise ones you know you can trust. I'm not saying I'm a loner or anything like that. I just prefer my own company. Always have preferred my own company. Does that make me odd? I don't know. Maybe I am odd. Maybe I am odd. Eccentric. People have told me I'm eccentric. Whatever that means. My biggest, I suppose, pet hate is crowds and going into supermarkets and the likes. Yeah, I'm odd. Yeah, I'm definitely odd. But it's funny, the people who I'm closest to are exactly the same. We're all peas in a pod. Not to say that if I met you in a pub, I wouldn't buy you a drink. I certainly would buy you a drink and have the crack and all the rest of it. But I'm not one for going out and making new acquaintances, or if it happens, it happens. It'll happen by sheer luck or chance. I don't openly go out looking for friendships from people, or just bloody odd. Because I think the human condition, especially in this generation, is basically defunct. People have no values anymore. They've no appreciation of actually how lucky they are in Western society, I suppose, in comparison to maybe people who live in, let's just say, less affluent areas of the world. Like in Africa or India. You see how people try and make etch a living in India or in Africa or these places, and you really know how lucky you are, well off you are. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. Such a calm night. Another beautiful calm night. Can't actually see the moon. I think it's waxing crescent. Waning crescent. So it'd actually be good if there was no cloud coverage. Just quite a blanket of cloud over tonight. Which is unfortunate because we'll be able to get a reasonably good star lapse. As per usual, the wine is going down rather nicely. So funny, I was looking at footage that I took with the GoPro of the swallows flying in and out there. I was just looking at it earlier. It's crap. I'll have to actually look a wee bit further into the setting. I think I was doing 1080 60. I should have been actually 2.7 at 120. Not sure if the GoPro does 1080 120. But maybe just 2.7K at 120. I can actually do 2.7 at 240. I'll have to investigate that a little bit further. But with all summer, see the brood that's in there now, they'll be leaving the nest in the next week or so, and I would say in June, approaching solstice, there'll be at least another 3 broods from the same nest. There's a couple of nests now, and I think it'll be used as well, the second nest. There's 3 nests in that shed. About 6 nests in the sheep houses. But that one just at the side of the house there is the handiest to view. Let's see what this fire is doing. I'll give it a little help. Not that it's cold tonight by any stretch of the imagination, but it just takes away the chill in the wee small hours, because as we speak it's just after bewitching hour, midnight to you mortals. Yeah, I think I'll just... Funny, all these chats that I have with you nice, decent folk, usually stop filming not that long after midnight, but I sit out to dawn. When I say let's push on through to dawn, I'm not joking you. So once I wrap up the filming for the night, I'll sit here and just take in the ambience of it all, and I'll actually just wait for sunset or sunrise. Might get a nice sunrise. Tomorrow what I might do, and if you see it on the video you will realise that I did do it. I released the 2 rudd that I have back to the lake that I captured them. The little 2 little fry, size of your little finger, and 2 fine specimens of rudd. I'll release them tomorrow. So if that is on the video, well and good. If not, then you'll not see it. If that makes sense. So Ben's not doing any feasting tonight. Ben got a new gimbal, first camera, and a cine lens, so he'll be, well, he was practicing with both of them earlier on there, and he's funny. Ben never, when I say, well, what are you cooking up for next week's camp, he says, oh, can't tell you, and he doesn't tell you, and it's a surprise, and it's a very pleasant surprise normally when you get to camp, because you're not sure what he's going to cook up. Well, you have no idea what he's going to cook up. It is a rather pleasant surprise, and Ben is a culinary master around about camp, so we're looking forward to that next weekend. You can join me, and hopefully get some nice footage of his cooking skills. So I'm actually looking forward to it. You know, there's nothing as nice as it's nice sitting, it's ambient, sitting out in the garden here, but to be actually out in the wilds, in the forest, deep in the woods, with all the beasties of the night and the fae. I'm looking forward to seeing Juno again. I haven't seen Juno for a while. That's Ben's Alaskan Malamute. Beautiful big dog. Beautiful. You'll see that you've seen Juno on many of my videos. He always features heavily, and he will be featuring heavily next weekend. Yeah, so thank you for supporting the channel, for the new subscribers. Very much appreciate it. So by next weekend, hopefully, fingers crossed, the content will be rapidly improved upon, and you don't have to torture yourself listening to me rambling on like an idiot. So the content, yes, as I was saying there, the content shall be in the woods and not in the garden. Yeah, so in the woods and not in the garden. Actually looking forward to it, big time. Big time, big time, big time. A couple of wee twists and well, you'll need to tune in next week. A few wee plans. Also a little Summer Solstice ritual, if you like, to welcome the Summer Solstice. So yeah, looking forward to it immensely. But as I say, I'll miss talking to you in this sort of a setup. I've actually enjoyed talking to you and rambling and chittering away. But back to normal next weekend. That's good to see. So just remember that the virus hasn't gone away. There's more people out and about, and you know, more chance of a spread in this second phase, so just be very, very careful. Don't be silly. Don't increase the R number and have us all locked down again. So be safe. Keep washing the hands. Thanks for watching. God bless. See you next week.